All right. Do I know anything about this world of gambling? I do not, but that's why I rely on you guys in
That makes
particular.
two of
So our
us.
Tony Bet segment today is all
Get on
focused
my
on the
back,
Premier
team.
League.
Get on my back.
That's what we're going to do. Do not lead us astray. Do not lose me money. Premier League champion, Man City favorite, minus 138. Where are your hard dollars going, Wheels?
Liverpool plus 745. That's where the best value is on the board. Look, minus 138. That means that City, in the bookmakers' impression, are just a near lock. It's not even at even money. But I think that you got to dig a little bit deeper. And at plus 745, it's worth the punt. I said it earlier in the program. I think 4 teams probably have a legitimate chance at challenging for a title. Liverpool's one of them, coming in at the best number possible. This team can score with anyone. They bring in another midfielder, a little bit more fit. Their center back position was problematic last season. I think they'll be okay. I think they'll get back on track. Liverpool at plus 745. That's a number I can get behind.
I'm not sure there's more than one other team that can take the title off Manchester City this season, so I'm going to go with that team at plus 456, which is Arsenal.
Okay. You said your piece, my friend.
He's a square.
Well, Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United are the favorites to finish top 4. Which club is the best to knock one of those 4 out? Wheels.
I waxed poetic about them earlier in the program. Plus 560, Brighton. I think that they're the team that I bet on to finish in the top 4. The longest odds out of the teams that I think have a legitimate chance. By the way, I think there's probably 8 teams that have a chance at Champions League football this season. I did go down as far as Aston Villa. That Emi Buendia ACL injury changes the way I feel about them a little bit. So Brighton have the longest odds. And again, a number I can get behind, plus 560 to finish top 4. I think they have a real chance here.
Yeah, like I said earlier, those teams are too much of a reach for me. But of the teams that are shorter outsiders for the top 4, I think there's one that has by far the highest ceiling for reasons I've already explained, and that is Chelsea under Mauricio Pochettino. So I will take them to be the one that cracks the top 4, if any.
Wow,
I believe you meant to say Mopo.
Excuse me.
Yeah, excuse you. As the team, Sheffield United, Wolverhampton were the front runners for relegation. Do you see another side finishing below one of those 3, Wheels?
Yes, absolutely. Nottingham Forest. They rode their luck last season. They brought in like 28 new players last season. It was crazy. They were buying players or bringing players on loan. Unfortunately, lost the player that's the biggest reason why they stayed in the Premier League in Costa Rican goalkeeper Keylor Navas. He was unbelievable down the stretch of this team. Look, Gibbs White, good player. Brendan Johnson up top, good player. But this team hasn't been scoring goals in the build-up to this season. They haven't really brought any players in of any consequence. I think that they could struggle this season. And their owner is a little bit of a wild card as well. There's a lack of stability for me. Just what's going on with that club. I think Nottingham Forest goes down this year.
I've actually started talking myself into Luton having a chance this season, so I do think
really?
I do think that there are other teams that could be in the mix for relegation. And what I kind of think about with this is that, like, you have to think about the whole season, right? Like, because there's probably going to be a managerial change if you're struggling down the bottom of the table. So how are clubs going to kind of deal with these ebbs and flows and the decisions they have to make throughout a season? And I don't think many clubs in the Premier League, despite the fact that they've escaped relegation to this point, have made consistently worse decisions over the past few years than Everton. I don't like their squad really at all. I think Sean Dyche is obviously has a track record of keeping a not great team in the Premier League, but I don't know that he's got a ton to work with. And if it doesn't start well and he goes and they start having to make decisions mid-season, I could see it going in the wrong direction for Everton.
One last one here, gentlemen, and this goes to the Golden Glove.
Thank you.
Golden Glove for top goalkeeper, Ederson of Manchester City. I saw that. I was there live for a Manchester City Crystal Palace game where he ended up coming up with an incredible PK save. It's right behind goal for that. He is the favorite with a line of minus 125. Where's your money in this category, Wheels, if it isn't on the Brazilian keeper?
Shout out to my guy, David De Gea. Best of luck moving forward. And I'm not going to pick Andre Onana because at plus 4,000, I can get Emi Martinez of Aston Villa. Unai Emery's team can like close down and play tight defensive football. They bring in Pau Torres. Diego Carlos, the center back, is back from injury. They have a whole new center back pairing in this team. And with some really good additions to the squad, I think they're going to be tough to beat. So Emi Martinez plus 4,000, it's worth the punt for me.
I'll take a little bit of a risk on this one because I think there is a team, and again, it's Arsenal, who could have the best defense in the division
supporter,
when you look at
Look,
Saliba, Gabriel, Declan Rice in front of them, Partey's still there, Timber. Like, this is a great defensive unit. It will be a very difficult team to score against and to beat. The problem is there's not clarity over who their number one goalkeeper is going to be. If Aaron Ramsdale can keep the job and hold off David Raya, I think he could be in line for a lot of clean sheets and potentially win the Golden Glove. So I'll take a risk on him.